Today we're talking about protein powder, straight to the point. I was going to make one of my favorite lean refuel protein smoothies, so I was looking in the cupboard here in Florida, and I found this protein, which I quickly realized I have no idea what is in it other than it says whey protein. No idea where it's come from, how it got in the cupboard, so I figured it was a good topic to quickly talk about, give the lean lowdown on protein powders and which one is best for you. Before we go ahead though, I have a lean disclaimer. I personally prefer to eat my calories as opposed to drink them, so by no means is this an advert for surviving on protein shakes. We simply use protein powder as a supplement, exactly like it's called, as a supplement to our nutrition and to our eating habits, all right? So I use protein powder frequently, but I never ever rely on it, and I rarely ever make a straight up protein with water shake. Now that is okay if you're super busy and you have no other options. Obviously some food is better than no food, but like I said, we do not want to rely on it. I like to use my protein powder in meals like overnight oats, lean smoothies, and protein pancakes. Alright, so we got that cleared. Now, what types of protein powder are there out there? I'm sure you've heard of Whey Concentrate, Whey Isolate, Casein protein, plant-based protein, weight gainer. There's so many different options, so we'll just run through them all and then you can choose which one is best for you. Sometimes it's a bit of a learning process, and again, we want to make sure that a happy, healthy body is going to turn into a nice, lean body, okay? So first one is Whey Concentrate. It is approximately 80% pure protein, with the other 20% coming from carbohydrates, fats, and lactose. So it's not the purest form, but it's definitely cheap on the wallet, which is good. It'll keep you nice and lean with your wallet nice and fat. But if you have any kind of stomach or lactose intolerance issues, it will give you problems. So you want to definitely stay away from the Whey Concentrate. But ultimately, it's a great starting protein, especially if you're still figuring out what is good and what isn't good. That way you won't break your bank right off the bat, and if you don't like it, it's not the end of the world. Up next is Whey Isolate, which is generally considered an upgrade from Whey Concentrate. It's more refined. It is a pure protein. Again, if you're intolerant to any kind of lactose, probably stay away from this. But if you're not too concerned about that, it's a great protein. Really, you can get some really good quality stuff. This is generally what I personally use. I stick with the Whey Isolate. Body absorbs it nice and quick. One of my favorite ways to use the Whey Isolate is in my overnight oats. Throw them in the fridge overnight, and then boom, right after your workout, we're refueling with some nice pure protein powder mixed in with our oats. Your body will absorb the protein, which in turn will help you rebuild your muscles, so the next day we can do it all over again. Up next, Casein protein. This is sometimes known as the pre-bedtime protein. Firstly, it is still lactose based, so again, if you have any kind of stomach issues, stay away from it. But if you do not, it is a great option for your last pre-bed snack. It is a slow release protein, which means over 8 to 12 hours your body will gradually absorb it, sustaining the body, helping you stay satiated for a little longer. It's a great option for the slow release stuff. Bedtime protein. Again, you would probably only get the Casein protein if you can afford the Whey Isolate and the Casein. If I had to make one choice, I would still go with the Whey Isolate. I wouldn't invest in the Casein unless I could afford it. Up next is the plant-based protein powders. And just because you're vegan or lactose intolerant doesn't mean you can't join in on the lean protein party. This is a great option for anyone who has any kind of lactose intolerance. One of my favorites is probably Vega. I've tried a few. I've tried Sun Warrior. Lean warning though, they are not as good to cook with as some of the Whey Isolates. Just beware. Protein, I did a Sun Warrior based protein pancakes one day, and I swore to myself I would never do it again. The pancakes were basically inedible, and it was not a fun lean refuel. So something to consider for sure when I'm looking at my proteins is taste. Finally, weight gainer. This is one we definitely want to stay away from. We are trying to get lean. We do not need the weight gaining stuff. sometimes these can be, you know, tons and tons of calories. We'd much rather eat our calories than drink them. So we're gonna stay away. I'm gonna suggest we stay away from the weight gainer. That is for something completely different if you're on a different kind of journey than a lean journey. And likewise, finally, we are staying away from any kind of meal replacement shakes. We're not relying on the shakes. It is way less enjoyable. It does not give you the same kind of feeling as eating a nice, wholesome meal. So that is lesson on protein powder. Hopefully you find the best one, because I'll make sure there's tons of recipes that you can incorporate it into your lean journey. If you don't already, follow Lean Squad on Instagram, follow it on YouTube for tons of workouts and lean tips to get you fitter, healthier, and leaner. Let's get lean.